Hello again and welcome to Working Scientifically with Mr. Cisneros. In today's video we're going to be going through the various components of a risk assessment and why it's important. So the main purpose of a risk assessment is to identify any potential hazards and determine the actions or controls needed to eliminate or reduce any risks. So this document can be made from scratch, or you can use online platforms like RiskAssess to help you make one. But what does that mean in simple terms? Just remember, in science we need to design experiments that can be duplicated by others so that they can test the main question that you have. So a risk assessment helps other people who are duplicating your experiment be aware of the possible dangers and instruct them on how to prevent or minimize accidents. So now let's get to the parts of a risk assessment. You've got hazard first, then you've got the risk, you've got the minimization strategy, and then first aid. Now, a hazard is anything in the experiment that has the potential to cause injury to someone. Meanwhile, the risk is the type of injury that could happen as a result of the hazard. So the minimization strategy is the steps that you will need to take to reduce the chances of that risk happening. And finally, the first aid section is what you need to do if an injury does happen to someone. So if you've been following along with our sample experiment, here's a sample risk assessment for that experiment. So I've only shown 2 hazards for the sample risk assessment, but for your assignment you may be required to have 3 or more, or you might be required to use an online platform. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and remember, safety first.